It's so wild is when I first met her, we were on tour on our second album, Pretty Odd, okay? And we were doing a Honda Civic tour. So I wake up in Detroit. It's like the middle of summer. We're sweating. Like, it's so hot out there. Wake up in the bus, and I open up the blinds, and it's like around 11 a.m. noon time. We were sleeping in like late rock stars. And so I wake up, and I see this girl standing outside the bus, and I'm like dumbfounded. I am speechless. I'm like, who is this most gorgeous creature I've ever seen in my entire life? I need to talk to her. So I go and talk to her, and I keep it really civil. I'm not creepy. I'm definitely not Rico Suave. There's no like Casanova about me. I'm just kind of awkward and dumb. And I just go up to her like, hey, I'd like to hang out with you. We just have a really nice, friendly conversation. Finally, we get to hang out like after the show, and we hang out for a couple hours. We have a drink. We, nothing over any like weirdness or anything. But then it comes down to it, and I find out she has a boyfriend. But apparently it wasn't going well. And I was like, no. So I had to tell her, I was like, listen, if you don't leave, I'm going to try to kiss you. And I'm not about being a home wrecker. So you need to go because oh my God, like you just broke my heart, And then 8 months go by, and I don't see this girl for 8 months. And my heart is broken this whole time. I'm like, I fall into despair. My friend at the time has to listen to me just whine about how I'm never going to find somebody. I was a sad little piece of crap. So then I finally, we meet up, and actually Haley from Paramore, I give her all the credit because she was with Chad from Newfound Glory at the time, and Panic was playing a show in Estero, Florida, of all places, and Newfound Glory's opening for us. So Haley says, hey, Sarah, we're friends. Why don't you come down? Brendon's single. You're single now. And she had been single for a while, I guess, and so I was like, man, this is my chance. So I saw that she was there. I finally see her. I'm like, oh, my God. Okay, don't leave after the show. I'd love to hang out with you again. Let's just get to talking. So then we do our show, and I'm like doing more backflips than I usually do because I see her on side stage. I'm just trying to like impress her and like be a ham a little bit. So then I finally talk with her afterwards, and I'm like, hey, I'd like to get to know you a little better, and I'm glad that you're single now. So from that point on, that night, we never stopped talking. She had to fly out early in the morning, and basically like a month after, she had to go to school for 6 months. I said, well, when you're done with that, why don't you just come move into my house? I'm renting in Malibu. And from that point on, we just kind of lived together ever since, and it's been perfect. So if I hadn't have waited those 8 months and taken the chance to be like, are you single again? Yeah. Who knows where I'd be? I'd probably be way less happy. Having her by my side and right behind me is kind of the greatest thing I could receive. Pretty awesome. I know it's sappy. I know it's all sappy.
No, I love it. That is the biggest meant to be story I've ever heard, Brendon. Like, it just makes every girl, I reckon, go, yeah, I'm just going to wait for the one. And, it could be like Brendon from Panic at the Disco.
But I didn't say, so the ending of that whole thing is when we were together, we'd been living together for a few years, and I knew I was going to propose to her, but I didn't want to do a full proposal. That wasn't really my style. I was like, everything I do for the band is theatrical because that's not really who I am. I'm kind of just this crazy guy all the time, but I'm very honest in my dealings in my everyday life. So the night before we flew out for a tour in Australia, we were going to be gone for about 2.5, 3 weeks. Yeah. And I lean over to her in bed. It's like 1 a.m. I lean over to her and I say, hey, I want to marry you. I didn't even ask. I just basically told her, like, I want to marry you. What do you think of that? She was like, you're drunk. And I'm like, you're right, but I'm going to wake up, be sober, and you're going to ask that question again, and I'm going to tell you the exact same answer. So we wake up sober. She's like, were you serious? I said, absolutely. I want to marry you. So then we just started planning from that. But that was pretty much it. It wasn't even a proposal. I just told her exactly how I felt, and we were both, on the same page. So it worked out. I'm a lucky guy. I don't know.